What's up guys, it's Andy and today I have a riding vlog for you. Hopefully tonight we will be able to set a real jump or a couple jumps maybe. I have Alicia coming out to film for me and I'm glad because I've been riding alone a lot lately and it gets kind of lonely when you don't have like actual friends to ride with. But Alicia's gonna come out and see her pony nephew Gideon, and she's gonna film for us, hopefully set some jumps, and we'll just kind of see how the day goes. I have gotten Gideon settled now into a good riding routine. We ride Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll jump 1 or 2 days. So far we've only been doing cavaletti height, and then we've also been doing a lot of raised pole work to help build up his hind end, and he's doing really well. He's really settling in and has given me some of the most fantastic rides the last week. I swear this horse like is a whole new horse. He has really settled in, and on Friday night when I was jumping around with a friend, we like no hesitation to do anything I asked of him. No hesitation to move forward, no hesitation just standing around with friends. Like he always went and did what I asked of him. And so I'm so excited to have him back because I don't think I've ever had any rides where he hasn't wanted to like not move forward at some point. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, we haven't really set much. It kind of depends on the week and who comes out to ride on what days. Last week was a very quiet week, so I was able to set exercises every single night. And then the couple weeks before that was just too crazy with too many people. I couldn't really do much. So I'm glad that things are settling down. He's settling in. We're getting to do more work. And then in addition to his Monday, Wednesday, Friday rides, he does lunge work on Sunday when I go out to clean his stall. So for now, that has just been like groundwork and working on the lunge line just to blow off some steam. He is behaving a lot better than he did at the other barn. The other barn, he would try to rip the lunge line out of my hands, and he did so successfully a couple times, frightened some of the people there, I guess. And he got a reputation, and here he's not done that like at all. He's not afraid to like be alone and work, and he lunges quite nice. And even like this past Saturday or this past Sunday, he was so wild. He was just like tearing ass around the corner, like little legs going like this, but he never pulled me. He never tried to go down the long side. He still stayed in all of his bucks and all of that craziness that he wanted to let out. He still stayed on the circle around me. So that was really awesome. Really excited about that. And that's fine by me, like for him to get that sort of stuff out, because then during the week he doesn't try anything under saddle, and that's really important for me. So I guess we will go ahead and head out to the barn. I don't think there's any other updates. He has still continued to manage to like keep cutting himself open, and I'm still investigating what he could possibly be cutting himself on, because we can't really pinpoint if it's happening in the stall or in the pasture. And the barn manager has gone through his stall and his pasture and just can't find anything that's like overwhelmingly obvious that he could be cutting himself on. He's got the cut on his eye, he's got a cut under his throat, like he tried to take his own life. He has a cut lower on his neck, and then he's got the ones on his legs, and I just can't figure out where they're coming from, but they're just superficial. He hasn't pulled up lame at all. He's getting a lot more comfortable. I actually sat his canter the other night, and it was like sitting on a dreamy rocking horse, and it was so wonderful. Of course, only on the left lead, because to the right, his hips are just kind of weird, and I don't think he'll ever have a super comfortable canter that direction, but we'll keep working on it. So now that I've rambled on again, let's go out and head to the barn before I keep talking and make this video longer than it needs to be. It's crazy how like I have to take the same route as I did to get to my old barn. I just drive further past it, but like even on this road, like up to my turn, it is so anxiety inducing, and then like once I get past my old barn, it's like a whole different feeling. Like I don't know, I feel like I'm really loving riding again. Your favorite video voiceover is back on today's episode of What Are We Doing? I don't know. featuring the freestyle camera techniques of Alicia, who is also my jump crew. Okay, so getting to the video, we are just doing some flat work. He does a lot of trot to the right because he is relatively weaker and more stiff on the right. So we do a lot of trot and trot exercises going this direction. We didn't do as many circles and patterns as we normally do because there was so much going on in the arena at this time that none of it was on our riding calendar. And it kind of made for a little bit of a messy night, but we worked with what we had. And so that's probably the only directional change I actually did while doing anything other than a walk. So you can see there's just a lot of horses. The one walking is one of Gideon's friends, and so he was really distracted, not moving out super nice, but he was moving. And as you know our history, that's very important. So here we're practicing our sitting trot. He don't quite get it. When I half halt, he goes behind the vertical because he's just a little bit unsure. So I just have to sit a little bit faster, less collected than I would like him to be. But there he came in real nice. And that was a really nice trot to sit, even though I'm bumbling all over the place. He was very good. You can see as we're trotting around, we do have one real jump set, guys. It was real nice. And we have a slightly elevated bounce because Gideon's never done bounces before. And I thought today, with 4 other people in the arena, would be the best time to do it for the first time. In all honesty, it probably could have been a little bit better planned out. I should have had a better plan, but it all worked out in the end. I just have the bounce set about 9 feet, which ended up being a little bit long for him. And I would set it shorter when I increase the height a little bit to get him to come onto his hind end and really push himself through it instead of just speed getting him through. So canter to the left, really good. Canter to the right, also relatively good, not quite as smooth, but he's not cross-cantering behind or doing any crazy things like that. And as you'll recall from our video, we had troubles a little bit circling through the center of the arena, especially with other horses around. So from our last video, he's come relatively far. I'm quite happy with him and his progress. We just have to keep working. More raised trot exercises and whatnot. And then we'll just bring him back into a trot. We do trot after our canter because horses that learn to stop and walk after cantering annoys the hell out of me. So we make sure we keep moving. So before I wanted to do the bounces, I did want to get him over a jump because as we all know, Gideon, ADHD, cannot focus. So there he was focused on running at Sunny. And when I put him at the jump, he didn't really even see it was there till he got up to it. And then he jumped to the largest left side. So we turned right around and came back at it again. I needed him to focus before we did the bounces. And that was really nice. He got the correct lead afterwards. Super proud. So here we go. Left lead's the best. So we'll do that first. And like a champ, like I said, a little bit long. You can see there on the right lead, a little long. Since it was his first time, didn't want to push it, just one each direction was great. That jump, he didn't know what to do with his feet. I got left behind. That was a little bit better. He's not moving forward super great, but here was a little bit nicer. Still a little long. Went around the corner. Now we're going to try again. See if we can get a little bit better distance. And we chipped. So it's like 3 bears. Too short, too long, just right. So I prepped a little bit better, got a nice canter around the corner, took our time, and came up to the cross rail, our real jump. And that was beautiful. Now we were having to turn right away because there was 3 people down on the other end. So now we had Alicia put it up to a vertical. This is about the height we were jumping when we left our old barn. And that jump came up so nice. I was really proud of him. He didn't quite get his lead. This direction was much harder because people were congregating at the other end. So it was cutting that corner, so we did not have good pacing for a lot of the fences, but I leave them up because obviously we like to show that we're not perfect. So he wasn't really listening, and I decided to trot, and I knew he was going to knock it. He wasn't paying attention. So once he knocked it, we came back around again and ended with a beautiful trot jump, just perfect. Auntie Leisha's jump crew. Bye, jump crew. I'm posh enough to have my own jump crew now. Now Gigi's all happy and picked his stall so that it's a little cleaner for staff tomorrow, and he's happy boy. Pretty good. Not too much trouble today, but we'll see how he keeps improving. Okay, closing out this vlog. I am now home. I'm tired. G was okay. I think that there was a lot going on in the arena. Like, in the course of 2 hours, 8 people were trying to ride. There were 2 consecutive lessons going on at the same time. It was just like kind of difficult, but that's what you get when you're at like a true boarding barn. That's what it's like. Unfortunately, none of that stuff was on the calendar, so I didn't know all that stuff was going to be going on, or I probably wouldn't have set jumps, or maybe I would have just done like raised trot poles or something. So yeah, it was interesting. G was actually very grouchy, and I think it's because he was just really overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by all the people, all the doing different stuff, and so I can't blame him. He was more resistant to going forward. I think he just wanted to get out of there, honestly. But he did okay for the mood that he was in, and I will take that any day. And we did have our first real jumps with jump standards, and he was super psyched about it. And so I can't be any happier than I am with that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog, and hopefully many more to come. Thank you to my sweet friend Alicia for filming and for being my jump crew. I very much appreciated it. It was getting very late, and if I still had to put jumps away, I would have been in trouble getting out of there before 9 o'clock. So I guess this is where we're going to end it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.